So
I'll tell you another really crazy thing that happened the end of last year is I started getting old clients calling me. And I don't know if it's the black fog of COVID or people didn't interact or talk or whatever it was, but I started getting the divorce calls. You know, people that have been married for years, they call me and said, "Hey, we're going to be getting divorced," and it's not like one or two. It was like 5 or 6 of them over about 60 days or so.
That inflation.
So I mean, it's all kinds of things that makes it depressive. Why do you think inflation would cause divorce?
Because if you look at one of the biggest things that people argue about in a marriage, it's money. It's money. Sure. And so when money becomes more like less of value and you need more of it and it creates this stress. I mean,
I don't even know that might affect it.
It probably creates a domino effect.
Okay. And it might, but that's when you're buying a house. These people already live in homes, right? So it's not like we're ready to go buy a house and now we can't afford the house we could, 3 months ago because of interest rates.
Well, no, but maybe the husband can't take her on as many expensive dinners.
Inflation doesn't help. Yeah, certainly inflation does mean you make less money.
Or you can't, you can't take your kids out to do what you normally do.
I almost think and I say the black fog of COVID, people staying home and not interacting, even with family, because we're not allowed to see our elderly people in the nursing homes. We're not allowed to go visit. We're not allowed to go. You can't go to certain states because you can't even go outside.
Yeah.
Like there's certain that they closed it down so much that we lost a lot of our social, connections and stuff that help give a lot of people life. That's what they live on. I don't know. I don't know if that's the answer. I'm just telling you, it's just really coincidental that all of them start coming back now, and people I just never would have guessed, right? I mean, that's just how it's happening.
Well, I think a lot of, and really too, another thing aside from money is just the world had changed so much quickly. Like I was in a 3-year relationship and then that ended in that time frame, you know what I mean? And I think a lot of it is just like, just how you operate on a day-to-day changes, and then you might just change some things in your life because of that, I don't know. There's so many different reasons it could be, but just like I'm working from home now, and now I'm used to being around someone for 2 to 3 hours a day. Now I'm with them 8 hours a day. And what I'm looking for someone in a person for being around someone for that period of time is different than what I was looking for in those 3 hours. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So maybe that's the case. Well, we got some topics.
A lot of stay-at-home things probably changed the relationships as well. That's I had not thought of that, but
it's the whole dynamic of it.
That would definitely make some changes for sure.